Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something important to talk about, something that's been on my mind, and I think it's really crucial to dive into. Many Republicans have got their sights set on another target, and this one might surprise you. It's IRS's new free tax filing service, also known as Direct File. Yep, that's right. The program that helps people file their taxes for free directly with the IRS. Now, why do they want to get rid of it? Well, because it actually helps people and it's free. But here's the kicker. They've been lobbied by tax consultants who are losing business over it. So now they're trying to push this out the door. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Now, I want to share something with you today, a letter that 27 Republicans sent to Donald Trump urging him to cut the IRS's direct file program right away on day one through an executive order. This is something Trump is likely to do, especially with his new IRS commissioner, Billy Long, who's a big fan of MAGA Republican policies. I think it's really important that we talk about this in detail so you fully understand what's going on here. So this letter comes from Republicans Adrian Smith and Chuck Edwards, who wrote to Trump asking him to shut down the free filing service. They even claim that this program is a threat to taxpayers' freedom. It's kind of ridiculous when you break it down, right? They say the IRS being involved in both preparing and enforcing taxes is some kind of government overreach. But in reality, it's just a free system that makes it easier for people, especially working folks, to file taxes without all the hassle. I mean, think about it. Wealthy corporate donors are clearly losing out here. And we know that Republicans, especially the MAGA wing, want to make sure that the rich don't have to pay their fair share. They don't want billionaires to be audited. And they definitely don't want services like Direct File to exist because it's a leveler. It makes it easier for regular folks to file their taxes, which is the last thing these powerful lobbies want. Here's the thing. These Republicans talk about hardworking Americans. What they're really doing is using that language as a cover for the wealthy. They're not talking about middle-class people. They're talking about protecting the interest of billionaires. So when Trump and the MAGA crowd complain about things like tax enforcement, they're basically saying, let's make it harder for the rest of us, but easier for the rich. Let me read you a bit from that letter, because you have to see the way they frame things. They say the IRS is unauthorized and wasteful for offering this free filing program. They also talk about how the IRS is a conflict of interest because they're also the tax preparers and enforcers. But all this really shows is that they want to destroy the IRS, make people distrust the system, and protect the rich from paying taxes. This isn't the first time we've seen MAGA Republicans go after services that help the average person. I've done other videos about how they've tried to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans benefits. But when it comes to giving tax cuts to billionaires, they're all for it. They'll add trillions to the national debt to benefit their wealthy friends and then turn around and attack the very services that help the rest of us. You might recognize Billy Long, by the way. He's the guy who claims that if you DM him, he can save you 40 on your taxes.
Yeah.
Really, he's a tax business advisor. And guess what? He's part of the problem here. His business loses out when programs like Direct File help people file taxes for free. So it's no surprise he's pushing to kill the program. Trump's policies have already added $8 trillion to the national debt, more than any president before him. And let's not forget, a lot of that debt is from tax cuts that mainly benefited the wealthy. And what does that leave us with? Well, more debt and less money for programs that actually benefit everyday Americans. But the thing is, we can't let them distract us with culture wars or finger pointing at vulnerable communities. The real issue here is the financial policies that benefit the rich at the expense of the rest of us. They're adding trillions to the debt, and yet they're attacking programs that could actually help people like Direct File. To look at Nick Matote, look at the chart showing how much debt Trump added to the national debt. Let that sink in. Then when you hear MAGA Republicans talk about how they're going to balance the budget or fight for the little guy, just remember what they're really doing. They're fighting for their wealthy donors, not you. Anyway, that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll be back soon with more on this. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.